The New York Giants are going to beat the Washington Commanders if, I'll tell you why in a second. Do your part, though. If you want to see this team start 1-0, hit that thumbs up icon for me. Game day. It's right around the corner. I hope you're ready. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Game day. It's almost here. And on today's video, I'm going to tell you how the New York Giants are going to start this season 1-0. We all know the major keys to victory. Tried to dive a little bit deeper on today's show. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, though, because we're going to be live for Game 1 of the season, and we're going to be live for every single game. That game does get kicked off at 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Giants enter this game as 6-point dogs. They were as much as 7.5-point dogs. The total over-under is 45.5. Join us an hour before this game gets kicked off. We'll have a tailgate session. We'll do live play-by-play and an immediate post-game reaction. I wanted to kind of take a look at some advanced stats. Shout out to Sharp Football. The Giants are one of two teams, the Raiders being the other, that did not win a divisional game in 2024. Maybe they're due. Washington scored on 50% of their possessions in 2024. Second in the league behind Detroit. That was the highest scoring rate in a season in the 2000s. The Giants scored on 27.9 of their possessions in 2024. Ahead of only the Browns. Washington allowed 33.3 yards per possession, 26th in the league. The Giants allowed 32.7 yards per possession, 25th in the league, and a league low. 5.3% of the Giants' passing plays gained 20 or more yards. No secret, the Giants are going to have to be more explosive this year if they want to win football games. The way you score in this league is explosive plays. They have to find a way to get that done. My number one key to victory, though, is starting fast on the offensive end for Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka, who has officially been named the play caller for the New York Giants. If you start slow, you're going to lose this game. I'll even go as far as to say whoever is winning after quarter one is probably most likely going to win this game. Hard to believe numbers coming up on today's show. The Brian Daboll-led New York Giants have not scored a first-half offensive touchdown in season openers in his 3-year tenure with this football team. How is that possible? And somehow it gets worse. The New York Giants have been outscored 53-3 in the first halves of their season openers under Brian Daboll. I mean, come on. How is that possible? How on earth can an offensive coordinator and a coach like Brian Daboll not be able, after a full offseason of scouting for the first game of the season, be ready to rock and roll? But it hasn't just been season openers. Brian Daboll and the Giants have been allergic to scoring points in the first quarter. In 2022, when they were the best versions of themselves, they had the 28th best first quarter offense. Then it was the 32nd, and then it was the 31st. The Giants have to find a way to put up points in the first quarter of games at a much higher rate this season, starting on Sunday against the Commanders. The Giants were outscored 92-36 in quarter one last year. Like, as much as this is just you want to start fast and get ahead, what is the strength of this football team? The pass rush, the defensive line, getting after the quarterback. You can't do that if you're playing from behind. Play with the lead, force them into trying to catch up into obvious passing situations, and let the dogs loose. You don't do that, you got no shot, especially because the Commanders start fast. The Washington Commanders were up by 7 points or more 6 times in the 2024 season after the first quarter. And in those 6 games, they won every single one of them. So the games the Commanders win the first quarter by 7 points or more, they win the game. And if the Giants don't start fast, it may be more than just a 7-point game after quarter one. They were the 5th best first quarter scoring team in all of the National Football League last year. Can that change going into this year? Yeah. More tape on Jaden Daniels. We've seen Cliff Kingsbury be figured out at Texas Tech. get figured out at Arizona in the second year of his tenure. Will that happen in Washington? We talked about how the Commanders were 6-0 when they were winning first quarters by 7 or more points. Well, they won 8 first quarters last year, and they were 7-1 in those ball games. They are a team that when they get the lead, they stay, and they maintain that lead. So if the Giants want to win this game, they got to start fast. And they also have to win first down. You got to win first down on offense, and you have to win first down on defense. I think that is going to dictate the script of this game for multiple reasons. Let's start on offense. The Giants' offense has to avoid obvious passing downs. If the Giants are forced into 2nd and 12, 3rd and 10, 3rd and long after 3rd and long and 3rd and long, they're cooked. Russell Wilson is a really good quarterback when he is able to play on schedule. Last year, Russell Wilson was one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League on an EPA basis, estimated points added on first downs with clean pockets. When you give him time to operate on first downs, he is successful. When he's not so successful is when it's an obvious passing down. When a defense knows the pass is coming and they can pin their ears back and get after Russ, he usually does not fare all that well. Also, on the defensive side of the ball, you got to be able to let the dogs loose. You got to earn the right to rush the passer. How do you do that? You win first down. You stuff the run on first down. You stuff the run on second down. You force an incompletion on second down. It is a trickle-down effect. If you win first down, that forces second and long. If it's second and long, Giants are going to be able to rush the passer. And then that could potentially set up 3rd and long. And when you get to 3rd and long, you have to find a way to win that down as well. Because the Commanders are like Dallas Carter. You know. Shout out to Friday Night Lights. They go for it on 4th down every single time. Washington last year was an all-time best 20 of 23 on 4th downs. That's an 87% conversion rate. Yeah, it's an NFL record. And once they do convert, they score. They were one of 2 teams, just like we told you earlier, to score on more than 50% of their drives last year. If you don't win first down, that means it's going to be manageable on 3rd down, and they can move the sticks. And even if you do win on first down, and you force a 3rd and long, you got to win on 3rd down, and then you got to win on 4th down again. There's a reason this team made it to the NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback. They're a damn good offense, so you got to find a way to get them off the field, and that starts on first down. Game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sports app and use code NIXCHAT. That's code NIXCHAT to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. I've already got my can't lose parlay cooked up for Sunday. I got the Giants money line over the Washington Commanders. I got Malik Nabers as an anytime touchdown score. I got the Dolphins money line over the Colts. And of course, Daniel Jones under passing yards. 199.5. Bet $10, win $225. It's a plus 2150 parlay. Be a winner and roll with my picks. or you could fade him, and maybe you could be a winner as well. All righty, another way the Giants will win this game is if somebody else on this offense, not named Malik Nabers, makes a play. Nabers is going to have a hell of a day. He's going to be able to make plays. Not worried about Marshawn Lattimore. Not worried about Dan Quinn being able to scheme up a defense to get Nabers. Great players get theirs. And Malik Nabers, he's a great player. He's going to eat. But you need somebody else to step up. And I'm looking at Darius Slayton. Slayton has made a career out of being a big play receiver, out of being a downfield threat with arguably the least explosive quarterback in the National Football League. Now he plays with a quarterback that takes the top off, that throws the ball deep. I know it's the preseason. We just saw Russell Wilson throw an 80-yard moon ball to Bo Collins. Can he do that now with Darius Slayton? You're going to need him to make a play. And then maybe you're going to need Wan'Dale Robinson to make a play. Catch a slant over the middle. Stick your foot in the ground. Get north and south. Make a man miss and walk into the end zone. Make a play after the catch. Maybe it is Bo Collins making another play. Maybe it's Jalen Hyatt scoring his first NFL touchdown. Somebody in this wide receiver group is going to have to make a play outside of Malik Nabers. Maybe it's Theo Johnson in the tight end room. Maybe we catch him on a seam route out of that slot position. Maybe he's a red zone target. Maybe it's Daniel Bellinger. Or maybe it's one of your running backs. Maybe Tyrone Tracy says, I am here, and I am the real deal. Maybe Cam Scadaboo in his NFL debut is going to make a play. Or maybe it's Motor Singletary. Heck, go back to the Week 2 transcript. Go back to the Week 2 box score last year. Motor Singletary put up 95 rushing yards against Washington. You can run the ball against that team. Somebody outside of Malik Nabers is going to have to make a play. And then the strength of your team, they got to be the strength of the game. Like, we could talk about all these things. Start fast, win first down, someone else besides Nabers step up, score in the red zone, touchdowns, not field goals, win the turnover battle, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, if your best players aren't the best players, you don't win games. Like, it's very simple. In every sport, to win games, you need the strength of your team and your best players to be the best players. You need Dexter Lawrence to be the best player on the football field. You need Abdul Carter to be proof why he was the 3rd overall pick. And you need Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau to go and get theirs. Like, I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for the people to do their job, This team had 35 sacks the first 8 weeks of the 2024 season. That's the most of any team since the 2017 Jags. So just do what you do. We also saw last year the New York Giants had 4 sacks in the first matchup versus Jaden Daniels. Shout out to Justin Pennick talking Giants. He's my guy. He's crushing it. 2 sacks by Jason Pinnock. I forgot about that. Can Shane Bowen dial it up? Can Shane Bowen out-scheme Kingsbury? Also had a sack by Drew Phillips and one by Bobby Okereke. All of their sacks, Daniels broke containment in some way. Could there be more inside linebacker blitzes? And Abdul Carter lining up in the A-gap or as a QB spy. I don't love the idea of Abdul Carter being a spy on Daniels every single play because I want my best edge rusher creating havoc. And that's what he does best. And every time, and I was talking to my dad about this over the weekend, he was like, yeah, we got to have Abdul Carter spy on Jaden Daniels. And I'm like, yeah, occasionally. But I think we're going to get to a point where the best way for the Giants defense to win is to have Abdul Carter playing edge rusher. Not this money backer where he's lined up in the A gap and lined up in the B gap and lined up all over the field. That's what happened with, and I know they traded him, and I don't want to compare him to him, but that's what happened to Micah Parsons. They lined him up all over the field on his rookie year, but it got to a point where it was like, shit, he's the best edge rusher in the game. Let's just have him be an edge rusher full time. I think we're going to get there with Abdul Carter sooner rather than later, but I do want to see some wrinkles thrown in every once in a while where he is a spy. I don't want Daniels to know what's coming. So mix it up and get after the quarterback, Shane Bowen. Enough with the bend but don't break defense. Drop your, you know what I'm talking about? Go get after the quarterback, Shane Bowen. I'm tired of all this soft shit all the time. Who do you got? Who's winning the football game? Is it the Giants? Is it the Commanders? Final time, sound off for me. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. Let's go Giants.